The edit page is the traditional editing environment for detailed, multi-layered projects. If you've worked with other editing software before, you'll find it looks familiar, so you probably won't have any trouble using it. But it might still feel a bit overwhelming at first, simply because there are so many options and functions available. We won't go over all of them here, but focus on the most important ones, so you can start working right away. You'll find your footage in the media pool. You can drag and drop clips here from your file system if you haven't already added them in the media page. If you've used the media page to import your material, it will automatically appear here. By default, you'll see two monitors. The left monitor shows a preview of your selected clip. If your clip contains audio, you can choose to show the waveform as well. This is useful for spotting pauses and trimming them out. You can preview the clip here and mark the sections you want by pressing I and O or by dragging the handles to set in and out points. Then simply drag your clip onto the timeline. I use one of these insert options. These are the same as in the cut page. The first one inserts the clip at the nearest cut, moving everything else to the right. The next either overwrites the clip or places your new clip on a different track if one is selected, and the third option replaces the clip. If you hover over the icons, you'll see the shortcut for each action, and I really recommend learning these to speed things up. Below you have your timeline, where you'll see all your video and audio tracks. Good to know, anything you add goes onto the selected track, unless you drag and drop it somewhere else, so you can choose where your video and audio go by selecting different tracks beforehand. You'll also see whether your audio is mono or stereo, and you can change this by right-clicking and choosing Change Track Type to. If you do this, you may also want to change the audio format of the clip. Right-click on the clip, choose Clip Attributes, go to the Audio tab, and make your changes there as well. There are a few useful track controls too. Click M to mute the audio track, lock the track if you don't want to make any accidental changes, or use the selector to control whether editing actions apply to that track. For example, if you're trimming and have multiple stacked tracks selected, trimming will affect all of them. If that's not what you want, just deactivate the selector and your actions will only apply to the selected tracks. These controls are available for both audio and video tracks. Just like muting audio, you can disable a video track if you don't want it to be visible. You can view a timeline in different ways using the buttons here. You can also zoom in and out, either manually or with presets. Use markers or flags to mark important points on your timeline. The chain icon links audio and video, so selecting one also selects the other, and changes apply to both. If you don't want that, simply deactivate linked selection. Or if you only want to unlink one pair, right-click it and choose Unlink Clips. Activating snapping makes clips automatically align with nearby cuts or markers, which helps with precise editing. If you want more freedom, just click the magnet icon to turn snapping off. On the left, you'll see different edit page modes. The first is the selection tool, which you'll use for most basic actions: selecting, moving, trimming, and dragging clips. Then there's trim mode, perfect for refining cuts or transitions and trimming edges while automatically shifting the rest of the timeline. Next, the blade tool lets you cut clips anywhere you click. And finally, dynamic trim mode gives you fine control over timing adjustments. The right-hand preview monitor shows your composition as it appears on the timeline. If you want to make changes to your clips, use these options below the monitor: transform for resizing or repositioning, crop, dynamic zoom, and other visual tools. These apply to the selected clips, so make sure your playhead is on the correct clip to see what you're doing and that the clip is selected. For more detailed changes, use the inspector window. Depending on whether you selected a video or audio clip, you'll find all relevant settings here. This is also where you can set keyframes by clicking the diamond next to a setting. Once keyframed, you can adjust them in the keyframe editor, move them around, add easing, or fine-tune their behavior. To add effects or transitions, go to the Effects tab in the toolbar. You can preview them by hovering, and to add one, simply drag and drop it onto your clip. Once added, the inspector allows you to tweak the settings. You'll also find text options here. Drag and drop them to your timeline, and then style and edit the text in the inspector. And that's basically the full overview of the edit page, so go ahead and try it for yourself. And we are moving on to the Fusion page.